All right, so 06 E350 is an E-Class. It's W211. See right here, the W211. I'm gonna replace the intake manifold, which is this guy right here. You can see right here. All this right here is gonna get replaced because the arm that's in there broke off, and so this valve here is not working. Which in turn is not causing these flappers here to open, and it's throwing all kinds of codes. It's causing the car to waste a lot of gas. It's idling rough. When you're at a light, it feels like it wants to shut off. So this whole intake is gonna be replaced. So this whole wiring harness here, all this wiring harness here has to come off. I have to unplug from the coil packs here. The throttle body has to be disconnected. The plug has to be removed. This part here has to be removed. All the wiring here has to be removed. It has to be unplugged from this computer here. The wiring harness on that side has to be removed. And then this bolt here, that bolt there, the other one behind here has to be removed. The fuel rail, which is this guy right here, has to be removed because the all 6 injectors have to be removed. These guys right here. Now, sometimes you do have to replace the O-rings. I'm not sure yet, but I have some over there just in case. And the same thing on this side here too. You have to lift up the rail. But before you take that rail off, you have to decompress the fuel pressure, which is this guy right here. Put a rag under here and just you're gonna get some spillage, but not a whole lot. And then this guy right here has to be removed. This fuel line here has to be removed. You might get some leakage from there too, so make sure you have a rag back there. Then this lift jack point right here has to be removed so that you can get to the bolt that's behind here. The new intake that's over there already has the gasket for the throttle body. This hose there has you can see I already started removing some of them. Make sure when you remove this this MAF sensor here, you keep it put it in the bag somewhere to keep dust from getting on there. I'm gonna spray it down with some MAF cleaner before I put it back in. And then it's not that hard of a job to do. It's just very time consuming, and you have to be really careful, being that this is Mercedes and their plastics, they suck and they easily break because they're that brittle, especially with the heat. And then installation is in the reverse order, same thing. I forgot to mention too, you're gonna need an E10 Torx head for this socket to get all these little bolts out here. All these little bolts around here that hold on the intake, wiring harnesses. This guy right here, it's an E10. And I forgot too, you have to remove the plugs for the cam sensors up front here. All right, so while you're at it, take this computer off right here. It just pops off from these rubber stops here. Put that off to the side. Keep it out the way. And then I already took this bolt off here. Then you got to take this bolt off of this guy here to be able to move this harness right here. All right, so I'm gonna, like I said, I take pictures of all the bolts where they go to, because this bolt here obviously is different than this guy right here. So, but I'm gonna keep this here for now, and then I might tape it up to this. But then now I'll just take a picture of it, that way I know where they go. And also there's a bolt right here, this guy right here, this bolt right here, so that you can take remove this harness right here. There's also a little bolt right here. See this guy right there? Connects to this part of this wiring harness right here. So don't forget that guy right there, you gotta take it off. All right, so now the fuel rail, like I mentioned earlier, was disconnected from here. It's sitting up here. Carefully with a, I don't have it, with a pry bar like I have over there. Get underneath the fuel injectors. Before you do that, you want to put the air blaster in here and just blow all this stuff out. And then you carefully pry up on it, and you should be able to pull the whole rail out like this right here. Get the harness off to the side. I got some of the harnesses here bungeed up over here. Got another bungee over here holding the harness off. You don't have to take it all off, it's just to get it out the way so you can get the intake off. And now you're gonna get the pull off the fuel rail here carefully. You're gonna have some fuel spilling up, but that's no big deal. Then you want to do an inspection here. Clean this stuff out here. I'm not sure. We might replace these injectors. I'm not sure yet. Well, at least I'm gonna try to clean them out. But that's something different. But I'll do that. You wanna see these two tabs right here? You gotta spread them apart carefully. You wanna see how they sit inside here, and this guy here. You wanna spread them apart carefully. Again, keep in mind this is plastic. It's Mercedes plastic. They get brittle. And just spread it apart, and it'll come out. I can't do it with one hand. All right, so carefully, you want to carefully pull out this housing right here for the MAP sensor. Right here, and just unplug it from here and just slide it up from here. All right, I gotta put the camera down for this. All right, so you want to get these bolts off of here. These are the bolts that are holding down the intake. I already did the other 6. Yeah, the size they are. All right, so the throttle body's off. All this is gonna get cleaned up. I'm gonna clean it all up. The new part already has the gasket. All right, so you can see right here, this whole thing's ready to come off now. I can't do it with one hand, but you can see everything here is off already. All right, so here's the part. It's not that heavy, so you don't gotta worry about it. That's the part there. I have a new gasket here, so I'm not worried about that. Alright, so that's the part there. This is the other. All this is gonna get cleaned up. Alright, so this is the throttle body. I'm gonna clean all this up in here. Get all that gunk out of there. Believe it or not, this stuff affects idle. Don't worry about this being you know, calibrated, losing calibration. I'm gonna reset it again with my scanner. Found the peanut in here. Probably something nesting in here. But all this is gonna get cleaned up in here. That looks real bad. Car's got 165, I believe, 165,000 miles. So all this is gonna get cleaned up. All right, so I pulled the throttle body off. I cleaned it up. You see how it was. I didn't take a before picture, but it was really bad. It was all built up with carbon. A lot of it was caked on. I didn't bother cleaning up this side here, but this is the gasket here. Always remember the orientation. Then I'm gonna clean this up here, and here's the new gasket. Again, it comes with the assembly here. All right, so the new gasket is on. It's pressed on right here. Remember, it's got to go into this nipple right here. This hook hooks up here, keeps it from falling down. All right, so everything's cleaned up. The surface here has been cleaned up, wiped down. I cleaned inside these passages here. Got all that junk out, all that gunk out. Whatever's left in there is gonna burn out. Once the car's running, the throttle body's plugged in. Now, I have to get a new hose for this right here. I know I got some over there somewhere. So I'll plug this up and reinstall everything, and everything is in the reverse order. All right, so the lever part here on this particular unit came in plastic, which totally defeats the purpose of changing this thing out, because this is the part that breaks. See, it's plastic, and it's in an awkward position, in a bad spot that where a lot of heat is generated. So throughout time, it'll break down, and it'll get brittle, and it'll break this arm right here. So I ordered an extra part here. This is aluminum here, and I'm just gonna slap this on here right now, replace this one. And I already got this arm off over here. I got this arm off here. I'm gonna pop this one off, and then this part here is gonna go right here, so I don't have to ever worry about that again. All right, so the part was replaced already. It took like 5 minutes to do. See, this is plastic. This is what breaks. This is aluminum, billet aluminum. The clearance is good on the back here. I lubed everything up with I used some lithium grease. So I lubed up the ball bearings here, the joints here and lubricated this in the back. Everything's running fine now. All right, get her in. All right, almost done. Got this whole side of the wiring back in. Got the fuel rail back on. I still gotta put the line back on. Got the fuel injectors in. Everything's torqued down. Between 7 to 9 pounds. You don't have to get all retarded with it. I still gotta hook up this coolant sensor. Cam sensors are all put in already. Like I mentioned before, you don't have to worry about labeling them or marking them, because the harness is pretty much has already formed already, has taken shape to where it's supposed to go. So all you gotta do is just lay it back down and it'll lay right back onto itself again, the way it was before. So you don't have to get all retarded with it. So all right, let me finish up. I already got these two brackets on. I have to get the computer that's over there. Get that put on and get the MAF sensor on back here on the throttle. See this here? See this harness here? See that? Oh, it just falls right into place. Just leave it alone. This goes in here. This one goes in here. And then these two are gonna go to the computer that goes on here. So you don't have to worry about numbering them and labeling them or anything like that, because the harness has pretty much taken its form already throughout the years with the heat and everything. It took its form already. It's already contorted to this specific engine. So don't worry yourself about that. All right, so the engine's running fine now. Everything's back together. Everything was torqued down to spec, 9 pounds. Like I said, you didn't have to get all crazy with it. Just tighten it down. You can even tighten it down by hand. I did lose a bolt. Stuff happens. But no rough idling, no misfires. I'm gonna go inside now and reset the code. Getting a funny little smell, but I think that's the grease that I applied that's burning off. All right, so I'm gonna reset the code now. So onto the scanner here. Today I'm using the iCarSoft. This is Mercedes-Benz. This is dedicated to Mercedes. They got different kinds, but we're gonna click on I already have the car on. We're gonna hit OBD 2. Let it process. Okay. I'm gonna read codes. Okay, so system purge, that always happens on Mercedes. Direct ozone reduction, that's the sensor that's on the radiator up front. I'm gonna put that on when I get a chance. It's not critical to have that on. Camshaft position sensor, that was when I disconnected the sensors up front. I had to disconnect them in order to get the harness out in order to be able to fit that intake. All right, can't believe. All right, so I'm gonna see. I'm gonna erase codes. Alright, so I'm gonna go up and see if I have any more codes. Alright, so I erased the codes. I'm gonna go up now to see if I have any more codes, which I probably doubt. Yeah, no more fault codes. So alright, so there you go. Check engine light went off. Tire pressure monitor and operative. I have to change a sensor on the wheel up front there, but so all is well. Again, this is an 06 W211 chassis. It's E350. This was the replacement of the intake manifold. Alright, so now I'm taking it up on the highway. It's running fine. Shifting perfectly. No roughness, no rough idle. The power is, the difference is night and day. I can't explain how perfect it runs now. It runs a lot more power now. It's got more pep, it's got more pickup. Check engine light's not on anymore. It would have been on by now, but it's off, and she's running perfect now. So I'm a happy camper, man. It came out pretty good.